All right, we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to DC Fine Art. Just making sure that everything looks good as far as audio, making sure everything's good with the chat. If you're new to this channel, basically, I have been over each live stream that I've been doing, we've been working on different mediums, kind of trying some things out on whether or not you guys want to do like I'll have like a line drawing if you guys want to follow along with some of the things that I do. Um, I'm kind of changing it up a little bit because I'm not for sure on as far as the feedback. Usually I look at your guys' comments if there's anything that you guys might have suggested that might help you guys. And some of the things that I do, I definitely look at those things. And so far, I haven't really gotten a lot of feedback. I have gotten views and everything else as far as like, some of the things I've been doing, but not really much feedback. So, what I'm going to do is I really would like to kind of take my artwork a little bit further, and meaning like we'll do work on something whether or not it's a different medium each time we do a live stream, so it kind of be the same thing, except that I really want to kind of get done with the project or build on the project and keep working on that art piece. So I don't really want to stop and then wait 2 weeks. I kind of want to keep on working on it and building up on my art pieces, which is also a good learning tool, or good learning, I shouldn't say tool, but a good learning experience for you guys too. Not just to see one person like just do a pelican like we did and then just stop. It's like it needs to go on. Like, what else do I do? So that's what I'm going to be doing on these live streams, is just working on whatever it is that I would be working on and getting it finished. So it's going to be more, I guess, should you say, just whatever it is I'm working on whatever art piece I'm working on, whatever medium I'm working on. I may end up asking you guys, hey, what medium do you think I should work on next? I'll still do that kind of stuff. I think that that's great to kind of have your input too, so that way we can change it up, maybe give me some ideas too. Okay, we need to work on this other medium. So if you haven't subscribed, I would love you guys to subscribe to the channel, because you guys can follow along, ask questions if you want to, which is really, really great to have. And depending on what medium I'm working on, maybe you might have a question with it. So I would be here live every usually we've been doing live streams every 2 weeks or every week on Tuesdays. Don't know why I'm getting already bad with my words today. And then as far as Patreon, if you guys haven't noticed, I went ahead and put a live stream for Patreon also. Now, on Patreon, I am going to be working on the duck. Like I said, I need to work on that. I have been struggling to get myself over there to work on it because I've been working downstairs with my office and craft room. So that has definitely put a halt on everything, and I do apologize for that, but I do have a live stream for you guys. It'll be underneath the acrylic paintings, and we are going to be working live on the little duck log that he's standing on. And I figured that as long as it's not like, I won't make it like an art chat. Like today, we can just chat about anything you guys want to talk about, art related or anything. But it's going to be more just me working on the art piece, kind of, explaining some of the things that I'm doing. You can watch me live. If there's anything that I'm like, oh, I don't really like that, I need to go ahead and adjust it. You definitely want to see that, because that happens in art. If you end up making a mistake, you definitely want to learn how to fix that mistake. And once you learn to fix your mistakes or something that you don't like, it makes it a lot easier to grow and build up your art pieces. So just don't toss them or say, oh, it doesn't look good, I'm just going to get rid of it. Don't do that. Don't do that. So that's going to be really good for Patreon. And for my Patreons, please let me know anything if you like that kind of thing. I'm really hoping you guys do, because the voiceovers, I'm struggling with those. Like whenever I do a voiceover, I feel like I'm about ready to fall asleep. I'm like tearing up. So hopefully doing live streams and working on something like that might help out a little bit better. I do have regular videos over there with my voiceovers, and there is a few of them that you guys can watch. So I think that's pretty much it. Remember to leave a like in this video. I keep on forgetting. Subscribe if you haven't already. Love to have you. And also, if there's any new kind of thing that pops up with art or something new that I'm trying out or anything like that, I will post a video of that. So that is not going to be completely wiped out. Every now and then I will pop up and have those videos. So let's go ahead and turn this over to our work. Let's see here. All right, so as you can see, I do have my reference photo that I got. It's also from Pixabay. I don't have that listed below, but you can kind of get an idea of what type of waves or anything like that that you would like to do in your art drawings. It all just depends, but on like what you want to do. Now, normally, let's remove this. This is my glassine. I put that on there so that way nothing happens to it or it doesn't get dirty or it gets any kind of oils or anything like that on my drawing, because you definitely don't want that. It's not archival. Now, the other thing I want to tell you guys is if you're starting an art piece, usually you want to start with your background first. After you get your background done, you work your way forward. Okay, so if any of you artists out there who are just watching and like to chat along, you're like, you're going back to do the background. Yeah, that's usually not the fun part, or at least a good thing to do. You want to start out with the background first, work your way forward. But in this case, I did this pelican with you guys, color pencil piece, and whenever we did this, I was just thinking about just doing this pelican, having the little wood in there, just kind of teaching a lesson on how to do this in color pencil. But in reality, when you go to try and sell something like this, it's really going to be hard to sell because you just got a pelican and some wood on no background. So I really wanted to have some sort of background in it, and I really wanted it to be in color pencil. And of course, I felt like if I did these waves, or at least something similar to these waves, that, yeah, it's going to put a lot more work into it, but that's just the thing. The lot more work, time and work that you put into your drawings, the lot better they're going to be, and it's going to show whenever you go to sell your artwork. Or if you just want to hang it on your wall too. You have people staring at your art piece here. So, I will end up working on this. I'm going to get rid of this mouse, the little mouse thing, not an actual mouse. Well, you guys probably didn't think it was an actual mouse, but, well, you never know. I got hamsters, so. But, what was I going to say? I totally just went, my mind has just gone blank so bad. It's going to be one of those days. All right. So I went ahead and took out a lot of my color pencils. A lot of it was due to the colors that's in this. And I see a lot of, there's some teals kind of coming up in here. I know you got these darker waves in the background there, but the thing is that I'm not going to put that dark in. That's like back behind this bird. The dark for the ocean, that is not going to be there. All I'm going to do is basically, you guys can't see that, but if I point, I guess I can like that. All I'm going to do is that white for the foam in the waves, and then possibly, yeah, I'm really bad at pointing because right there, like the teal that's in on top of this white, I'm going to end up doing that. So that way we have a little bit of a teal kind of color, and then do some of this white little splotches of water splashing up. I think that that would really do good for him, and also just not the, we're not going to do the whole like dark blue back behind him. I just don't see that as being necessary. I really want it just to kind of come out and cascade kind of up like this little curl. Okay. I got my polychromos out for the colors of the teal. We could work a little bit with that, but before I do, I don't even think I pulled up my reference photo. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up. Plus that, this is a nice little art chat. If you guys are not wanting the chat where we just chat along, or if you feel like it's a little bit long and drawn out, over on my Patreon, I do have that listed below in the description. If you guys want to join Patreon, I'd love to have you guys over there. There are some videos on there that are just down to it, showing exactly what I'm doing with the voiceover. And then soon we'll be doing the live streams where I'm not going to be chatting your ear off or telling you about the things that are happening here and there. Basically, we're just going to be doing artwork strictly, and it'll be just working on that one subject or whatever it is we're working on at the time. So maybe that might help you guys. Also, I was working on doing some like stained glass window kind of work. It's not real stained glass window, but it looks like stained glass window. I painted it, and that was a lot of fun. Looks like my tablet's running really slow. Which my son was like, why didn't you videotape that? And I'm like, no. Okay, so I think I might have it. I took a lot of pictures. Where are my ocean waves? There's my pelican. Thought it would be in here. I may have to download it real quick. Should be easy to find. And I hope if any of you guys are in those storms, oh my gosh, I hope everything's okay and that the storms pass by and nothing happens. Those storms have been horrible. Yesterday, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, is our power going to go off for a week, or what is going to happen? Okay, almost got it, and then I can, let's see here. Okay. Also, I have a little puppy dog. Well, he's now probably 8 months old. And he may come up here and, oh, no. Hold on. Cancel. X. No. Yes. Download. Come on. Okay, got it. And then I need to save it. There we go, done. Let's go to my photos. There it is. Sorry about this, you guys. I didn't even think. I had it everywhere else, but I did not think about it being here. Okay, I'm gonna crop this real quick too. Let's do that. Here, I can show you guys. Let me take this. It's just this picture is a whole lot bigger. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have it go right in there. And as far as the splash goes, it's gonna go right. Let's see here. I think there's a little bit of. Did I have any of that in there? I think I didn't. No, I didn't. There's like one little thing that I can kind of tell where something's at. Yeah. There's like right in there. That'll be fine. And let me take this on up. Maybe go right in here. All right, let's hit done. There we go. So now I can see those waves a little bit better. I know we're not going to have this dark blue, but any little droplets I can kind of see just to kind of give myself an idea of what it looks like. This is not supposed to mean like that you're going to copy this down exactly to a T, every little droplet. No, you don't have to do that. This is just kind of showing you, and a good little reference too, to kind of see exactly what it looks like, and then you can resemble that or make the same similarities to these drops that you possibly can, or even the splashes. The splashes don't have to be exactly like the reference photo, but it can be similar, so that way you still got that same kind of colors and tones. And the first thing I want to do is start out with this teal. As you can see here, that's the part I really would like to do. I know we have some droplets of water in here, so we're just going to have to kind of make sure that those are in there here and there. So So I want to go ahead and pull out some of my teals and some blues. And first I'm going to check out and see if I don't have some of these teals and these other colors in like my Derwent Light Fast colors. I really like these. These are really easy to blend. And I do have like some really nice colors in here. What is this one? Light aqua. I think this isn't turquoise green, dark turquoise. Maybe that might be for some of the blue. I think Caran d'Ache has got some cute or really nice teals. I don't know if I want to use my polychromos just yet. If I don't get the colors that are tones that I'm wanting, I might go to the polychromos, but I really want to stick with some of my softer kind of colors. Here we go. I already pulled out some of my teals here. Okay, so in the Derwent Light Fast, I have the turquoise green. That looks really pretty. I think that that would be a great one. And it's similar to the Caran d'Ache. It looks like the light aqua? No, light malachite? I don't know. Oops, green. I don't know. That's really weird. Malachite? Okay, and this one here is middle verdigris. Gosh, I don't know. It looks more of a fern kind of color. I might not use that one. I'm gonna put that one over there. I don't think I really need that one. Turquoise blue, maybe. And then I got dark turquoise and light aqua. What is this one? This one looks really nice. I didn't even see it. Caran d'Ache has the, why do they have such hard names? Brielle green? I don't know. It's like a kind of green tealish kind of color. Got a hair on me. Hey, looking good. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna get started on the waves. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Let's go ahead. I need to put on my glove and we're gonna start just kind of putting in these colors. We're really not gonna worry too much about I'm just really wanting to see these colors. So like I said, we're gonna put these in, but I just wanna see, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's go down here. This is more of a darker green or teal. So yeah, you can see that. I'm wondering if I should zoom in a little bit. Would that help you guys? I'll be still staring at my pelican. Here, let's lower this and let's move this a little bit over. There we go. Because we're going to be focusing more on this point here. We're going to have to add some white for the waves and that foam. So I'm just going to have to leave some little areas in here where I can add in the foam. Okay, that was really a nice color. Let me see what this deeper kind of greenish teal color is. Oh yeah, that's about the color I'm wanting. And what we could do is come back and use the brush and pencil titanium white to come back through if you're wanting to add those little bitty circles of foam in this after you get done and you're wanting to add some more. You can use that with a brush to put in any white spots that you're wanting to do for the little tiny ones. I wouldn't really worry too much of the tiny ones, but if you're wanting to get some of the bigger white splashes in it, then I would definitely leave a little gap for it. That's if you haven't like drawn in any of the areas that you're wanting that in. I didn't draw mine in. I really like this darker greenish teal color. This is really pretty. Okay. Also, there's a lot, let's see here, that's a lot of splash work in there. I'm still gonna put some. Now, I'm not pushing down really hard or anything, but I am making sure I get some of this pigment in here by using my circle method. So I'm just going in circles, not going in tiny circles, but definitely don't want to push down hard. So that way, if you need to add another layer to this, you can. Push down real hard, you're going to end up ruining that tooth of the paper, and you're not going to be able to get another layers or as many layers in as you need. I'm going to put a little bit of green tone in here, just a little bit. It's going to start getting a little bit lighter. I'm going to go back to this lighter teal. So those are some nice colors. Now I want to try this out. This is a turquoise green in the Derwent Life Fast. I just want to see what it looks like. It does not hurt to experiment. It's very similar to that one I just used of the Caran d'Ache. Being that it is a Derwent Light Fast though, it is a much softer core and it blends really, really easily with odorless mineral spirits. It literally blends like butter. So in that case, that will make it a little bit nicer for me in blending. I'm going to go up here to the top. Let's see here, we got some of this going on. I need to make sure I don't lose my spot. Maybe like right in here. Just want to use this. This is a light aqua, but it is so light that it almost looks white. Let's do that and add some more of that light teal on top of it. That way it looks like a lighter teal. So you can still blend with these color pencils. And now it's a little bit lighter than this down here. I'm wanting to have that bluish kind of tone. It looks like kind of like a darker blue. I'm really thinking that this dark turquoise might work, but let's try it. Well, why not? It may be too dark. That's what I'm afraid of. Looks a little dark. Let me put some aqua, light aqua in here. Just kind of lighten it up just a tad. Honestly, don't think I've ever really used this color. I don't know. Looks like a new color. Feels like I need to sharpen it. Yeah, if you're using color pencils for the first time or they're brand spanking new, I would definitely suggest sharpening them, even though they're already sharp, just to kind of get rid of any kind of waxy buildup that might be on the pencil, because it was really kind of feeling that way. Now it feels a lot better. I'm going to put a little bit of this blue kind of in here, and we're going to do a little bit of layering. Now I'm going to come on top of it with the light aqua. I'm going to go back over it again. Kind of going back and forth with this just to kind of add enough pigment on the paper to where if we need to blend, we can blend. And I definitely don't want it too dark. Let me grab some of my lighter teals here. Hold on, let's do this one. I'm just kind of blending in and around some of these edges. That way it softens it up a little bit. Goes from a dark to a lighter color. I have to go around this little edge here. My darker teal, greenish teal. We just don't want this blue to stand out like a sore thumb. It's definitely darker, so you definitely have to lighten it. I want it to show, but I don't want it to show that much. So sometimes you have to layer on top of it with some other colors just to kind of tone and push that back a little bit more. And that's all that I was doing there. Here's some of this lighter blue. We can kind of take it. I think we're going to have a little bit of some of this lighter blue kind of coming in here and there on some of the splashes. And then we're going to transition into kind of like a blue. Is it a really light blue or more of a blue-gray tone? I don't know if it was blue-gray or... Let's try light blue. Let me just see. Yeah, that would work just a little bit. But the point is that you can basically just add in these colors where you see them. I mean, try and do your best. If you need to darken them, you can darken them. If you need to lighten them, as long as you're not trying to go back to white or go back to the original color. But if you're just trying to lighten it a little bit, then you can always just layer on top of it with some lighter colors or lighter tones and be able to put, kind of lighten them up a little bit. Kind of push them back into it because you don't want it to stand out like a sore thumb. Okay, and then I wanted to add, where's my that darker teal? Some of these areas in these blues have a little bit of a darker tone in them, so I want to kind of put those back in. Excuse me, and then, what is this? Gray blue. Oh, this is my gray blue. Let's try it. Oh, I like that color. I really like this color, actually. Because I can actually lighten this up a little bit, and it would most likely be close to what I'm wanting here. I'm going to add a little bit of this gray blue in. Maybe even in this area too, because I want to lighten it. Lighten it up. I'm going to use aqua to lighten it. Okay, the other thing, I better get me a drink because I'm going to keep on doing that. I'm like over here choking. Excuse me. Okay, so we are going to add some of these white little droplets in so that way I can kind of tell myself, hey, and this is where some of the bigger ones go. Hope I didn't get rose white. Is this white? Yeah, this is white. This is the Caran d'Ache Luminance white. And we're just going to kind of see where we want some of these bigger droplets. Like I said, doesn't have to be in the exact same place like as the reference photo, but if you want to just grab out which ones you like the best and just kind of go with it. Like do something similar. Let's see, this can go like that. I know we need to add some like grays in here. But for now, we are just going to put this in as white just to kind of show where it's at, like what I'm working with, where it's at. Even though I drew it in, like just some of the areas, it doesn't mean that it's like standing out to me. Okay, and then we're gonna, let's do some of these circles. Let's do like a circle here. I don't like how hard this is actually. I want it to be a little bit softer. I'm gonna take the Derwent Light Fast white. Oh, that's a lot better. Wow. Okay. This is that's why I love these the Light Fasts for working, because you can have a softer core and it's just really easy just to pop in some of these droplets of water. If you want to, let's see how it is. I'm kind of tossing, well, tossing one in there. Might be a see-through one for now, unless I come in with my titanium white and brush and pencil, and then the titanium white, I can actually make that a little bit brighter instead of so light. So we're doing like little bubbles in a way. We could actually connect them. And make a little gap here. And then we're going to go through and we need to add a little more. I'm going to add a little bit of teal in here. And then we got our outside of our waves up here. But we need to add a whole lot of like droplets of water, like even outside. We even got this kidney bean shaped one. We've got a circle, a bigger circle, maybe a little bit of a kidney bean kind of shape. So some of these have circles, some of these are more kidney bean shaped. And go down below, and we're just going to kind of see. I want to erase this. Nope, I lost my brush. I think my brush is over there on the art cart. Don't really like doing that with my hand. That could actually stand the chance of me brushing some of that teal of a different color and dragging it through. Just no fun. There's like a gap in here. And a circle. It's really kind of weird. So you can go through and add as many as you want. There is some bigger ones and some splashes. Let's see here. We got this kind of coming out. So I'm just randomly putting these in here. Maybe we need a long one, like a little drizzle, like squiggly one. Oh, looks like my puppy has decided to join. Hey, Whiskey, what you doing, baby? Huh? What you doing? Hey. I don't know if you guys can see him or not. You saying hi to everybody? Are you saying hi? Huh, sweetheart? Why are you panting so hard? You've been playing hard downstairs, haven't you? Yes. Oh, okay. Be good there, baby. He's gonna want out, so I'll end up having to get up and let him out here soon. What are you doing, baby? Do you want out? Either you gotta stay or you gotta go. Either one. Okay. He's just standing by the door. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but he is literally standing by the door. Hold on. Whiskey, you want out? Go on. You don't want out? Oh, then be good. Go lay down. Lay down if you don't want to go out. Mommy's not going out. Nope. We'll see. If he does want to go out, he's going to end up knocking on the door with his paw. He's going to tap on the door. So we'll just see what happens. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to stay in here. He just wanted me to, come out. And then you wonder, I was like, and then you wonder why I can't sit down and do my artwork. At least not in here. Like, maybe in a different room? I'm going to stick some of that darker color in there. And then stick some of the teal. You're still not laying down, baby. So I'm just using these teal colors right now, just kind of going back and forth. Going from lighter to darker teal. He decided to lay down. I don't know how long this is going to last. I think I got one in there. Let's put another droplet. Let's put a bigger one in here. Really? I don't know why, but some of the younger teens in the neighborhood here think they have race cars. That wasn't even a car. It was like an SUV. Like, I feel like I'm on the NASCAR track. Sorry, you guys, if you heard that real loud. So I'm just kind of drawing some of the shapes that I see in the reference photo. Just trying to make it as similar as I possibly can to some areas. There is like this little, I don't know, there's like this bubble that really, or like a wave that kind of attracts me here. So I definitely want to try and put in something similar. Hold on. Really need to get my brush. And it kind of has this. And see, whenever you're trying to draw something in, I don't know, it could just be a me thing, but, and I'm trying to cut across from one area to the other and not try and touch it like this to come to this. I basically just draw it like if you were to draw it straight across, except that I'm drawing it. And then when I get to that point, I lift my pencil and then I put it back down and I continue drawing. So that way I'm kind of lined up. That way you're not going through your little little wave here that you don't want to go through. I mean, of course, it's probably going to be white, or it's going to have some different colors, like some blues and stuff, but definitely makes it a little bit easier. Kind of making 2 stages in here, too. And then you got this little bubble. I'm going to kind of get some of this pencil out of the way. Quite honestly, I don't need it. But it's kind of nice to know about where some things go. There we go. That was my kneecap. Whiskey, do you want to go out? He's just looking underneath the door right now. Hold on. Creaky floor. Do you want to go? Go on. Yeah, my son's just right across the hall from me playing his game, so he can definitely go over there and say, hey, Bubby. Okay, let me add some of this blue in here. I'm going to do some more of the dark, some of the blue. I don't think it's dark blue. It's like a dark teal or dark turquoise. You know, I should just make my, I don't know if you guys would like that or not. Not to ask, but on my Patreons, if you guys just want to see me kind of working, how I work just normally throughout the day, like doing the artwork, and then, I don't know, I mean, it's like I can't carry my computer everywhere. So that's what makes it kind of a bummer. But I don't know. I was like thinking if I could just make like a live stream and just do the artwork for as long, you know, probably longer than 2 hours maybe. Like, I know there's some artists who's like, yeah, we make like 6 hour long videos of voiceover, and I don't know about that. Like, it takes a whole lot longer than 6 hours to create artwork. And I know there's a lot of people who just want to watch a video and just get the idea and go, but if you're watching it and you're doing something that's similar, like if I'm working on a cat or something, or if I'm working on a pelican, maybe you're working on a bird, and maybe you're working on the pelican. I mean, who knows what, but maybe you can kind of work along with me and kind of maybe learn a little bit better that way, because I'm going at a slower pace. It's not voiceover, and you guys can ask questions. I don't know. I just think that that would be so much better learning wise than having to do it with voiceovers. I've watched other artists who do the voiceovers, and like long ones, and my goodness, I'm falling asleep. Like, even without like doing the voiceovers myself, like if I'm having to watch somebody do a voiceover, like I'm wanting to fall over. Like, I'm like, yeah, it's not good. I'm wanting to fall asleep. So, I don't know. Thinking the lives and just doing, instead of art chats and kind of talking about, you know, talking about, things like this, like I talk to you guys while I do the artwork, kind of explain things while I go, but yet I'm doing a little bit of chatting with you guys, I'm not just doing plain artwork. Well, I mean, I am doing artwork, but just talking. But if you guys didn't have that on the Patreon and it was just strictly just talking about the artwork or what I'm doing, I think it would be better. I really like those colors, by the way. Especially this dark teal. Oh my God. I love the dark teal. That just looks gorgeous when I add this in there. I don't even know if it's called dark teal. To be honest with you, it's called like something green. Like, I don't even know if the camera can pick this up. Ooh, maybe. Oh. I'm trying to see if I can get the camera to pick it up, but I don't know if I can or not. Oh, maybe. Beryl, Beryl, Beryl. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But if you guys can see it and you guys know how to pronounce it, then you'll know which one green I'm talking about. And I know there's a lot of people in, at least on my subscribers, that are like trying to help me on how to pronounce things. And it's like I tried and I probably may have gotten some of it. Like there was one that tried to tell me how to pronounce, God, I can't even forget. I don't even want to say it. It's like Honolulu wow paper, it's like, okay. And then they explained it and I was like, okay, I got this, I think I got this. I pronounced it, I said it like a million times. And just like today, I totally forgot. Like it's bad. My memory, I don't know. Like I don't remember what they said. It's like, oh my gosh. I feel kind of bad because I know they're trying to help, but it didn't really help because I forget. Like I know for that instant and then it's gone. And there's another thing that I have trouble saying, and that I cannot help. So I've been trying to say color chart instead of, I say create a color chart instead of doing a color swatch. And I thought I said it right, but I guess I don't. And I tried to say it any other way that they tried to say it and I couldn't do it. So, I mean, maybe I'm saying it right, but it's not happening. I tried. But it's always been on my mind now. Like I keep on thinking, oh my God, am I saying, maybe I should just call it, since I like Sasquatch and Bigfoot have like little signs and I just like it. It's just cool. Maybe I should call it Color Squatch. See how many people will be like, no, don't do that. Don't call it Color Squatch. Like now I'm purposely making it wrong. Now it's on purpose. So I'm doing these light aquas and I'm just kind of working it up to a lighter color. Like I said, this depends on if you want to blend these with odorless mineral spirits. I'm kind of holding off right now and just kind of layering in. And then if I feel like, yeah, it really needs to be blended, then I'll go in and blend it. But for right now, I just don't want to blend it yet. I'm still adding in a lot of colors. And if you guys were wondering, wow, this is taking a really long time. Color pencils do take a really long time to do. It's not a really, really quick medium. Color pencils is probably one of the one of the longer mediums to do. So there's a lot of layering and blending and layering just back and forth. So it can take a little bit to do. See, I'm kind of making these little upwards kind of water textures, kind of moving up. I'll take some of this blue gray and just kind of add to it. So yeah, just a layering process, and I'm just layering in these colors. Kind of going around some of the little droplets of water that I put in there. Oh, my eye edges now. Kind of wondering if I can make this a little bit darker. I really, really like this teal. There's a gnat in here. Oh, I hate gnats. Okay, and I don't know how I got that one. It could have been from the little Tangelos or whatever you call them that I bought. But I don't know how he made his way up here. He needs to stay where the fruit's at. Okay, what is this color? Gray. Gray blue. Just trying to add a little bit of a bluish tone to it. Maybe we can take some of this darker turquoise and add to it just a little bit too. Just want to make it a little bit more richer, a little bit more darker. I like that. That really did help it out. That's not what I wanted. Was it? Is it my turquoise? Yeah, that's our turquoise. Now we need to go in here. We need to add some more. Let me take some of this blue gray. I'm going to start adding some blue gray in here. Just a little bit. We'll have to lighten it because I don't want it that dark. And this is like sea foam, by the way. So it's not like transparent water. This is a lot of sea foam, so it's thick and you don't see directly through the water droplet that's splashing up. If you've seen through it, then it would be a little bit different on doing these little droplets. I mean, you could put the white in there, but then you would have to put what, kind of like some of the similar colors that you can see through them that's back behind it. But these are not see-through. These are just really bright white, solid, you know, droplets. But we're not going to make them solid white neither. That's another thing too, is that we want to add a little bit of different tones. We got our bright whites as being our highlights on those little droplets of foam. I almost want to call them water, but it's not. It's foam water. But we also have like this grayish kind of tone, or these blue gray kind of tones. Probably not dark blue gray, that was a little bit too dark, but we got some gray tones in there on those droplets, so we definitely want to add that in, and then leave the white for the brightest areas. Okay. Mm-hmm. I really like some lighter blue in there. This looks like it's too bright. Let me take, I want a different one. What is this? I don't know. Light blue. Wasn't the other one light blue? Let's try it. Let's see. No. This one here is, oh my gosh, there is no way I can pronounce this, you guys. Let's see if I can do this, just to show you. Oh my God, I had it for just a moment. But you've got to see this. Oh, there we go. Look at this word, and it's the one on the bottom, like the CHRYSOOLLA. Criscula. Criscula. Maybe it's Criscula blue. Criscula? I don't know. I'm sounding really, really silly right now. But why? Why so hard? Like, come on. Like, and I'm pretty sure somebody out there is going to be like, okay, and let me put down the little thingies to try and say it. And it's like, come on, it should be easier than that. Make people like me feel like, oh my God, like I don't study the dictionary. I got too many other things that I need to do. It feels like they're just trying to see who can pronunciate things better. I don't know. Let me add some lighter teal to this on top. Some of this light aqua. And I'm just going back and forth. That way I get enough pigment on the paper. And if I need to go back and blend, I have enough pigment on the paper that I can actually blend. Put some lighter colors. And remember, if you guys could please hit the like on this video, that definitely helps this channel grow. I know we were, well, last time I checked, we were only like 5 more away from reaching 1,000 subscribers. So we were really doing pretty good here. So if you guys could please hit the like. Definitely, if you haven't subscribed, I would love you guys on the channel because you guys can chat with me every week, like once a week. and we can talk art stuff. I can answer questions. I can see how you guys are doing on your art stuff. I mean, it's just so much fun. So definitely join. Be nice to have you guys on the channel. Did that one. Oop. What is this one? Is it about blueberry? Yeah, I did. I don't want that one. One of my dark turquoise. Lighter turquoise. Come in here. Let's do our lighter. Is that light turquoise, I think? Or is it light? No, it's light malachite green, something like that. Of course, it's not something easy to pronounce. That may be a little bit too light for that area. Yeah, it is. I'm going to go ahead and add some of this teal back in, just over the top of this. It could be lighter, it's just not that light. Like it was a little bit too light in this area. Okay, now we're just going to continue to work on over. Probably need to stick some more water droplets in here. Maybe like a big, like long one here. Another like kidney shaped one. Like, wonder if I just don't want like a kidney shaped bean, or maybe I should say butter bean. Looks like a butter bean. Maybe some smaller ones. I'd really like to make this kind of come up and then go out. So we're making some little adjustments here. I wouldn't worry too much with the white line that I made there, but at least it kind of shows it kind of have a little bit more of a, like it's kind of splashing in or out. We can actually take this and kind of add this in. That probably looks better, yeah. Just to make a little bit of something there. I want it to be a little bit different. We do have a little bit of like some foam in the background, kind of going to the side. I'm probably going to leave that out, and I'm just going to put the teals in. I really do like the teals and the darker colors like we're doing here. I don't want to put the foam kind of coming up like that. Could do it, but I just don't. I really am in love with these colors, so kind of want to stick with having this show up a little bit more. I have been checking the chat just to make sure if anybody's there, please say hi. Love to see you guys in the chat. Maybe you can tell me where you guys are from. Like, that would be kind of nice to see who's watching me out there and where you're from. Like if you're from one of the states here, you can say what state you're from, or if you're from a different country, you can tell me what country you're from. Be very interested in seeing who's out there and who's watching. Okay, I'm gonna throw in, I'm still gonna throw in some of these blues in here because I really do like the blues. I got the blues. Here. And see, it's not exactly like the reference photo, but just kind of making these little designs in the water, just really, it's really nice. We need to take some of this though over just a little bit. Maybe I went too far down with that. Let's make that a little bit darker. Uh-oh, here comes, I don't know if that's coming to me or away from me, but it sounds like the person that drives like a race car. I don't know, if they make that much loud noise, they're gonna hear a cop siren right behind them and be like, oh my gosh. Well, and I know I said I wanted to do something kind of fun for you guys if we hit the 1,000 mark. And I was really thinking about doing like a little giveaway. I still got to learn though on what to do to try and get that giveaway. Like if I were to do a giveaway when we reach the 1,000 mark, and then plan a giveaway out, and then like gift you guys something from me. Um, I've been still trying to learn. I know you guys could I could choose like who, you know, do like a little raffle kind of thing, and then the whatever name gets drawn in it, you know, you would just send me your address through an email, so that way everything's like safe, because I definitely want it to be safe. And then you guys would receive like your little prize, like for doing a little raffle or little drawing or whatever. And I've seen some people do it in so many different ways. And it would just be like a certain time frame, and probably just leaving a comment. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. I just got to learn a little bit more on how to do that. I've learned a little bit to where should be able to do that, like, and not have no issues. I'll be like, oh my gosh. So I'm just doing a repeated, same thing I've been doing since the very beginning, just repeating over and over again. So I'm taking that dark turquoise and then adding like the light aqua over the top of it color, just to kind of lighten it down a little bit. And then I'm taking some more of that turquoise, the dark turquoise, and putting it on top of the white. So I'm just adding enough pigment to the paper, but yet not going extremely dark with it. I didn't lighten this here at the bottom is because I definitely want that to be a little bit darker. Like, I don't want it to be really light. And then you can always go on top of it with some of this darker teal, or at least regular teal, I think, color. May have to sharpen my pencil up a little bit more because it seems to be going dull. Just a little bit dull on me there. Oh. I need to remember to blink also. Be like, hey, Deborah, you need to blink. Because if you don't blink, your contacts are going to pop out. That would not be good. Okay, what did I just say I was going to? Oh, I was going to sharpen my pencils. It's like, what? I just forgot what I was doing. It's like here I was like, okay, I need to sharpen my pencils. And then 2 seconds later, what was I doing? What was I going to do? That's it. I think I need to start taking my vitamins again. Okay. But yeah, these colors are really going to make this drawing pop. It's going to look so much better than just having it as just the pelican, because that would just be too boring, especially if you're going to sell your artwork. You definitely want to make it a little bit more interesting for the buyer, because, I mean, heck, it's like not all the way done. It just looked like a pelican just hanging out in the blue with no there's no feeling. It's just a little bird sitting on his little perch here, but it didn't have no feeling. But by adding in these waves and the water crashing up, it's going to make it feel like there's a story, like there's this pelican that's sitting there right behind a wave crashing in behind him. And kind of gives a little bit more empowerment to this little pelican too. Feels like it just gives him kind of a strength. I don't know, with having that wave crashing behind him. It's just a awe of nature kind of thing. So definitely needed to have something. Okay, put some of that teal in there. Maybe just a little bit too light. I'm going to put a little bit of darker teal here, just to kind of give a nice transition between the dark and the light. Okay. And I don't know if you guys, I mean, as far as like it's 8:22, I know we haven't done the whole entire wave. You guys haven't seen me do any of the white foam. It's going to take me a little while to do. But this here, this area that I'm doing right now with the wave and then having those teal kind of colors kind of showing through, those aqua colors, I think it's really nice for you guys to be able to see that. And if you're wanting like a whole video, like I said, if you're wanting the whole entire thing from start to finish, without any, you know, me skipping over and like doing something different next week or working on something different, if I haven't completed this, if I haven't, or if I have not completed this yet and I still got lots of the waves or the foams to do, then next week we're going to be continuing working on this. If this, I manage to find a time to be able to work on this and get it all done, who knows, I probably won't. It'll probably be more the white foam and the white next week. But if I somehow manage to pull out a miracle and get the whole entire thing done, then next week we'll be working on something different. So we're definitely going to change it up every week, but you're going to see me do something either different or just whatever it is that I'm working on that I didn't get finished on, and then answer questions if you guys have any. Remember, you guys have a say, so if you guys have any kind of like thoughts on this or what you think, you know, I'm here, I'm listening. I'm trying to make it a little bit easier on me to try and get more artwork done and have not just quick get it done, but for me to actually spend more time on an art piece than having to wait until the next week to work on it when I'm, you know how it is when you're having so much fun working on something and then you have to stop and then you can't touch it till next week. It feels like, you know, someone just took away your lollipop and you weren't done eating your lollipop and someone said, okay, you just can't have it until next week. And you're just like, no, I want that lollipop. I want to keep on eating it. You know, it's like, it kind of feels like that to me. Like, and then once I get done with it, it's like it took me so long to try and get done with something at a slower pace. So that's why I decided, I was like, okay, I've got to step it up, do my artwork, and also have time to be able to put more detail or more work into my artwork. And you kind of lose that, you know, that feel, at least for me, if I just stop and not work on it till next week. It makes me feel like, you know, after so many times, you just kind of give up on it and you're like, okay, it's done, you know. When I know I could do so much better if I just worked on it at my own pace and worked on it whenever I could. I need to remember to blink. My contacts dry out. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm like, oh my gosh. Blink. Okay, I want to put some of this darker turquoise in here at the bottom. And then I'm going to put some of this lighter teal kind of in here. I'm not really lighter teal. It's still a darker teal. It's just not as dark as the turquoise. Maybe I'll put a little bit on the turquoise too. But I just need to make it dark. Like darker than normal. May actually burnish this just a little bit. That way we can get that in there nice and dark, because it's actually lower and it's more deeper in the water, so you're going to have more of a darker tone, which is why that one's a little bit darker. Then we got this little gap here. Shoot, my elbow. I swear, I think I'm falling apart. I am starting to fall apart. My elbow's been out of whack. I don't know if you guys have ever had that problem, but my elbow has been horrible. And I remember it happened, like, I remember the day it started giving me trouble. It was actually on one of the live streams. And I thought, my goodness, maybe my elbow, I bumped it, or maybe I left it in a weird spot for too long. And every time I would bend, like even to pick up a drink, like it hurts so bad just to pick up a drink. Or if I keep it bent like this for a little while and then try and stretch it out, it hurts. Like it hurts bad. And so I was kind of thinking, maybe I hit it on something. Maybe I've put it in some sort of weird bind. I mean, I try to figure out what it is. Well, it's been months now. I think it's at least been months now since I told you guys about that. And that was like, and it was giving me problems. It was in my old art room, or at least the art room downstairs. And I thought, it's on the top of my elbow. Like it's right, like your elbows, like there's my actual elbow. It's on the top, like up here. I can actually literally feel the pain, like right there, right where it bends in this little corner right in there. Oh my gosh, it hurts just to the touch. It feels like it's really, really bruised and it hurts real bad, even to the touch. But I have trouble picking up drinks, any of my drinks in the mornings. I try and carry stuff and it just hurts too bad to carry, and I don't have the strength to be able to pick it up. And I have no clue what it is. Now, my son was like telling me that maybe I lost some of the fluid that's in your joint in that area, which could be causing it. I don't know. It could be a possibility. I mean, throwing it out there, I mean, anything is possible. But there is something seriously wrong with my elbow. So I don't know, but that has definitely not helped me out in a lot of situations, especially whenever I'm moving or doing yard work or anything like that. I'm having so much trouble just trying to, I had this a little bit lighter in this area, but I'm thinking maybe I'll put a little bit darker. Let me put a little bit darker tone in this one. This little gap here needs a little bit of dark. Yeah, that'll work. That looks good. Let me see what this looks like. We still got a really light teal kind of going on in here too. Let me see. I wanted to make sure I get this in the right spot. There is some blue kind of coming through there. A little bit of teal in here. Let me see here. Okay. It's actually kind of funny because it's almost lighter down here. Oh, I think Whiskey's playing. I can hear him. Just a little bit of a darker color in there. There we go. That looks good. Okay, we got something. This is supposed to be something here. So we'll put some of the teal kind of going up in here. It's kind of sad that my husband's out on the road. Last time I think it was pretty entertaining with him mowing the grass last time. Some of you may not know. It was really interesting, let's just say. It was definitely dark. I mean, I figured he would get it done real quick and be able to see. And I said, sure, you should be able to get it done in time before it's too dark. Now, kind of got a little dark and I kind of heard everything being munched up in our yard. So this is actually kind of comical. I don't think he thinks it's very comical. He's probably watching right now. He's probably the one on there watching. Like, don't tell everybody about my mowing experiences. I don't know. I really did. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny. Sometimes he messages and it's kind of nice. Okay. We're just going to leave that. We'll make this a little bit darker. It'll be fine. So we're just working our way on up. And then we got the light teal. We got some light teal and some of this foam white kind of coming in here. So we're going to start putting in a little bit more of a lighter color. That way we're starting to merge up into that lighter area. So we need to start transitioning just a little bit here and there, kind of adding in some of these lighter tones. And this color that I'm using is the light aqua. And what do we got here? Where did I see that at? Ooh, right there. Okay, we'll put this as a little bit of a teal color in here. We're going to have to add a lot more grays tones in here, blue grays with some highlights. So we can't just go all straight white. We are going to have to add some tones in here. Otherwise, it's going to look like one big solid white blob up here, and we don't want that. We want still our shadowing and still some lighter and lights and darks in here. I'm just trying to get as much of the teal colors as I possibly can see in here. That might work. Putting some lighter colors in, and this here will be more the white with the grayish tone in it, a blue gray tone. We got a lot of splashes, and this here was going to be mostly white. Let's put some of these lighter tones kind of coming in here. There's any areas that you can see that might need some lighter tones, you can always go in there. If you have any trouble, like, I don't know if I'm actually going to blend this out with odorless mineral spirits, to be honest. I really like the colors that's in here. May end up doing a little bit of burnishing. So not all the time do you have to use odorless mineral spirits when blending. You can kind of choose how you want to if you are the ones that like to use odorless mineral spirits, but yet if you work in some of these areas and it comes out looking really, really good and you're like, okay, I don't want to blend this. This just looks gorgeous. Nothing's telling you that you have to blend. You can always go to using maybe more of a burnishing technique. Just make sure that you have everything filled in and do lots of layers. Don't press down real hard. Wait until you get it just the way you want it, and then you can sharpen your pencil and just kind of burnish just a little bit, just trying to fill in any marks or any kind of openings or gaps that maybe you have, like any grittiness, and you could do it that way. There's nothing to say that you can't do both things. So just remember that. You don't have to always blend with odorless mineral spirits. It is totally up to you and how you like your artwork. So memory is bad. What was I doing? What was I getting? Sharpen the pencils. I can't believe I'm forgetting stuff, you guys. This is bad. Let me get a swig of tea. What was I getting? We did all our blue grays. Maybe I was going to start doing some of these little droplets. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't remember. Maybe we were going to move on to the grays. But everybody's like, wow, you're forgetting stuff. Maybe that's the reason why you need to subscribe to my channel. You guys need to, hey, say, hey, you were just about ready to do this. Watch you be like, I really don't know what you were going to do. Oh, I was going to, okay, I get it. I remember. If you have trouble, let's just say, putting in any of your whites or making it lighter, then, and you're using your white, switch over to the Derwent Drawing Chinese White. That's what I was going to say. It definitely helps to lighten things or give things a little bit more of a highlight when needed. Like any of these areas that maybe I was wanting to do a little bit brighter and I just couldn't get it in there, you could definitely do it. Like right in this area, if I want to make it a little bit brighter, I can take my Derwent Drawing Chinese White, just kind of make some details. We can make a little lighter areas, little patches here and there. See here, right in here. Now I'm kind of making some squiggles, just some random marks in here because I definitely wanted to give a little bit of illusion of some kind of water texture. I don't want to put too much in here, just here and there. Because otherwise it might end up looking a little bit more spider webby and I don't want to do that. Maybe some areas. Especially on this one here that kind of does a little bit of a loop. Look at that one again. Does a loop and then kind of comes out into this. So I'm gonna get some of my teal. If something just looks weird and you're wanting to kind of, let's just say you're wanting to make something lighter and your Derwent Drawing is still not sticking in with it, you can use, what is it called? Here, let me get it out real quick. It'll be easier that way. I just took off my shoes. That's great. It's the Faber-Castell Perfection Eraser. Yeah. So you can use this little guy here. As you can see, he has been used. So it is shorter. But you can sharpen up this eraser. And it's a little bit more of a stiffer eraser, but you can actually erase, let's just say, where did I want to make lighter? Maybe I wanted to make, let me do something. I'm going to make that lighter. Maybe in this area. Maybe I want to make this. I want to make this a little droplet. I can just erase. And then I can take my white. And I should be able to go right back in and make it lighter. So just like that. So you can use this to take off some of the pigment. Now, if it doesn't remove it all the way, like completely, that's fine. And what it does is it exposes the tooth of your paper if you layered quite a bit over it. And then you're able to basically add your color back in, add your white back in, and it's able to actually grip onto the paper. Now, when you have a lot of pigment added to your paper, you lose that tooth, and then you're not able to layer anymore. So this definitely helps you with color pencils on removing some of that pigment or that color pencil off your paper to then give you the texture of the paper to be able to add on your color that you're wanting to add. Hopefully that makes sense. Butchered that. I hope I didn't butcher it. Okay, we only got a few more minutes, and I definitely wanted to work a little bit on our foam here. Keep on losing my shoes. That's not annoying at all. Here's some of these grays. I know I took out some of these grays from the Derwent drawing set, but I don't know if I want to go that. These are really, really soft cores. It's for, I would just say it's for bigger areas. Save those for the bigger areas that you have to blend. I thought maybe I might end up using that over on this side or some of these bigger areas in here to be able to blend out with odorless mineral spirits. And I can use my Derwent drawing just to kind of make it go a little bit quicker. But when you're working on something that's smaller, I would not suggest those just because they are really a softer core. This is a silver gray. That may, I don't really want to go silver. Maybe Payne's, more of a bluish tone. But I think they either have French gray in these or, yeah, Payne's gray. This little guy. So it's still French gray. Oh, that's a Payne's gray, 30%. Oh, it's so tiny. I need to take out another one. Like, here, let me work on this, and you guys can barely see what I'm doing. Now I would take some of this white. I know it had a highlight up here, so that was kind of good. And then it came down and had a little bit of a speckle in here, so. Also had a little bit of a highlight in there. And just a little bit in here. Now, the rest of this that did not have the highlight, you just kind of go over it. Like, it didn't have the highlight all the way down here, at least not that bright. Let me see if there's another one of those. Steel gray. There's a darker Payne's gray. I don't really need to go that dark. French gray, raw umber, French gray. There's a bunch of colors that are just way, here's Payne's gray, just plain old Payne's gray. It's too dark. Maybe that's the lightest one that I have. Unless I use this one. What is this one? Raw umber. I don't want to use that. No, I'm not picking it all. French gray, 10%. We'll just use, we'll use it. Maybe. I'm going to add some light blue in here. Is that the lightest blue that I have? No. What's this? No, that's silver gray. Why do I keep on thinking that's light blue? I thought I had a lighter blue than this. Let me just make sure. Because I thought we used it last time. Maybe it was in a different set. I don't see it. I know I thought I had a lighter blue. Let me go look through my stuff real quick. Hold on. Sometimes I stick things in random places in here and then, but I don't see it. Okay, so I got all the colors out. You guys are probably thinking, wow, she is not only injured with an elbow, but now she's blind. Probably. Maybe we'll just use this one. I thought I had a different one though. This one here is light cobalt blue. Maybe it's pretty light, maybe. We'll try it out and see how it goes. So you see how I put some of that green there? I'm going to come back through and I'm going to put a little bit of a bluish tone. So I'm just kind of coming through and just adding in some of these highlights. I mean, you could actually use some of the paper also to your advantage. And kind of have some of that paper kind of shine through if you wanted. If you really wanted. Let me take some of the silver. I don't really necessarily like using this one, but not really wanting it that bright. Let me tone it down just a little bit. Maybe we can tone it down with the Payne's Gray. It's not too bad. So this is just a layering process also. Something don't look right, you just gotta keep layering and keep adjusting as you go to make this look just the way you want it. So we use some blues, we use some grays. I'm gonna come up here and do one of these little kidney bean kidney bean drop. Let's do those so that way we got a few more minutes left, and that way you can kind of see how I'm doing those, and then you'll know kind of I'm doing the same thing over here to this white foam. But we'll work in a smaller area so that way you can kind of get an idea just in case. Let me see if I can drop this down a little bit more, because I try my best to try and get the closest I can go where you guys can see. Because I know how it is. I really want my cameras to be where you can really, really see. Now I can see specks. My poor pelican. Okay, so we're going to come in here, and I've got this gray that is super tiny that I need to get a new one. It looks like there is lighter on the top, so we're going to come through. And just kind of fill it in with this gray. You're still going to have the white standing out. It's just going to be not as much as it was. So you're still going to have the outline. Looks like it has a little bit of a highlight on top, so we definitely want to add that little speck of highlight in there. Okay, if you want to, you can come back through. Try to shape this up. Add some blue. We can add a little bit of blue in there for reflection. Because I don't want it too bright. Take that down just a little bit. Where's that other gray? What is this? Oh, that's the French gray. I don't know if I want that one. Let's take this lighter one. And see, it may be just a, like, it almost looks like a water droplet, but I feel like the outside edges are just a little bit too bright, and it's just because of that white that I put in there in the beginning. So if you want to, you can always kind of erase that out just a little bit, kind of take that away, the white that I did have in there. And we could just put a little bit more of this gray tone. And we are working with a blue paper, by the way, so it's going to be a little bit more translucent. It's not as stand out, but it does look better with not having that white outline. That was kind of bothering me, so. And then just putting your highlight where you want it. It's just right there. It has a little bit more of a lighter tone going around it. It's just not white. Like right around this edge. Probably do. There we go. That looks a whole lot better. Now that looks more like the kind of water droplet. I mean, it's not super like bright white, and it still looks like water. I mean, it's supposed to be foam, but it still looks like kind of like a water droplet. So let's go ahead and do this one here. We got that kidney bean looking one. We may have to try and erase it also, that white, if I can't get it to go down all the way, because we definitely want the white to only show up where we need it on our highlights. Let's put some blue in there. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my highlight, and it looks like there's a little bit right around there. Looks like there's a little bit on its bottom. There we go. And just a little bit maybe right in there. Not very much. There we go. So now we got that one. Let's do this other little droplet, which is much, much tinier. And it almost looks like it has a little bit. Let me just add that highlight in there. And then let's put in the gray. Okay, and then let's put in some of this blue tone to have a little bit of a bluish tone. I like that color. All right, and so then that one's pretty much done. What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? Hey, it's almost time. It's almost time, sweetheart. Are you needing to go outside? Is Bubby not taking you outside, huh? What'd you see? Stop looking over there. You're scaring me. Is it Bigfoot? All right. So anyways, let's do this one more little bitty drop. I know it's already 9. Usually we sum it up at 9, but I can't help it. I gotta do this one little droplet here, this teeny tiny one. We don't have to put too much in there, but we definitely want there to be a little bit lighter blue. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you this by bringing it on up a little bit closer. That way you can kind of see that. So you got those really nice ocean kind of droplets. Looks so much better. Now, as far as the teal goes, it probably needs a little bit more layering to go on it. So that's not completely done. It still needs more layers in order to get some of that gritty, grainy kind of look out. Like I said, if you don't like that and you're wanting to blend it out and make it a little bit more smoother, you can always use your odorless mineral spirits and blend that out. Let me go ahead and we are going to move the camera. That way you guys can take a step back and kind of look at it from a little bit of a distance. But doesn't that look so much better once you get those waves in, get that nice, beautiful teal? It's actually making the pelicans stand out a whole lot more. So once this is all in and you have this beautiful wave just kind of splashing up, it's definitely going to make a big difference than just having it just with the pelican itself. So anyways, like I said, if you could, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I would definitely like to see you guys next Tuesday, and you guys can check in and see exactly where I'm at, either on this drawing that we'll be working on, or we could be picking up another medium. So you never know. It's probably going to be a surprise. Never know what it's going to be. So anyways, I think that pretty much is it. Yeah. That's all I can really think of for right now. Anyways, if you have any questions and you're watching this on the replay, please leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any questions, because I still read those comments and I try to answer them the best that I possibly can. So yeah, I guess until next time, bye you guys. I lost my mouse. For my protection, I hid the mouse. All right, you guys. Bye. Have a good night.